Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about Eulonomys, which is one of our first Pay with AI3 apps. It is a reference implementation for Pay with AI3. It's a working example built to show developers how to create applications on the Autonomous network. It's not a prototype, it's production code. It's live on the internet. It's doing real things with real storage. So why Eulogies? Well, most Web3 demos are financial. Token swaps, NFT mints, DeFi dashboards. We chose something different deliberately. A eulogy is perhaps the most human document there is, written in grief, meant to last. The question, what is permanent storage actually for, has a clear answer here. Not for speculation, for memory. If someone writes a eulogy for their loved one on Eulonomys today, it will still be there in 50 years. No company can take it down. No server gets decommissioned. No subscription lapses. The Autonomous network makes that promise credible in a way that no centralized service can. So what does it demonstrate technically? There are three main things being showcased here. Permanent file storage, obviously, using AutoDrive to store structured content on the DSN. Pay with AI3, which is our new intent-based flow, where we lock a price in, we place an on-chain transaction, and then we get confirmation that our credits are available. And then also there's some real-world UX concerns. So the kind of things that developers wanting to build with Pay with AI3 are likely to hit. So things like moderation, wallet authorization, community funding, an LLM-based writing assistant, the things that appear once the happy path works. The code is open source, as you can see, and every pattern here is meant to be copied, improved, and extended. We'll come back to the source in a little while. Okay, so first up, homepage. So, our tagline, what it's about, I'll leave you to browse here. And then obviously we have some navigation at the top. So first of all, we can browse existing eulogies. You can search. We only have one at the moment, so we'll wait until we've got a few before we can demo that properly. But of course, we can check out the eulogy. So here we can see we've got an image, we've got some information about the person that we're talking about. Very interesting stuff down the bottom for those who are interested in the back end. So here's our content identifier. We can verify the content on chain. So that's verifying what we're seeing here is what's stored on chain. And you can actually open the content directly on the AutoDrive Files Gateway, which is what we're doing here. So you can see here's the text, and also we have the image content identifier. They're stored separately, but they reference each other. And of course, you can share. So if you want to, you can send a loved one a copy of the eulogy directly. So you get a permalink there. So moving on, let's create a eulogy. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a few things we need to fill in. So first we'll provide a name. Let's put a date in. So public means that it's searchable on the browse screen. Private restricts the results there. Obviously, content is stored on AutoDrive publicly. You can see these eulogies on the AutoDrive UI, so be aware of that. Let's add a photo. Let me just find one. There we go. A cool little feature here is if you are struggling with the words, you can chat with an LLM. It was not designed to put words in your mouth, but it is designed for you to bounce ideas off of and hopefully lead you to something meaningful that you'd like to persist forever. Okay, so moving on, we are going to preview. Let me just check. Yep, okay, the image looks good. Dates look good. No typos. And we are going to proceed to payment. Okay, so this is using the Pay with AI3 feature. So first of all, we're going to calculate costs. So that has come back telling me that it's going to cost me 2.727 and change AI3 to store 1.99 megabytes, which is the image and the text. Let's go for it. I'm being prompted here. I'm being prompted to pay the 2.7 AI3, which I'm going to do. And so what's going on in the back end here is an intent to pay has been created. And I've just paid that intent, and now we wait for a transaction poller to confirm the transaction, purchase the credits, and hopefully we should see that transition in a few more seconds. Obviously, we have our transaction ID here, so we can check that out if we wanted to. Let's slide that guy back over. Okay, so it's gone to the AutoDrive credits receiver. Okay, so our transaction's confirmed, the credits have been applied, and we should be uploading our eulogy. And there it goes. Okay, so our eulogy has been stored permanently, and we get our permalink there so we can view it. And this is obviously the link that we could share with our loved ones. You can grab it there as well. Okay, excellent. What other features do we have? We have a sponsors page. So it is possible that you could ask to have your eulogy paid for from a community fund here. If you want to contribute to that community fund, you can do that in here. You can enter an amount and an optional display name. If you don't provide a display name, your contribution will just be listed against the account. Okay, so going back to the overview, what this application is Next.js. It uses Prisma and Neon Postgres. It's deployed on Vercel. Obviously, it's backed by the AutoDrive SDK for uploads, and the content is stored permanently on the DSN. The repo, as I mentioned earlier, you can grab it from the bottom here. We'll go through here again. It's in the Autonomous community org, and it's under Eulonomys. So some interesting places to look if you want to see exactly how this works is you have the payment flow UI in payment flow TSX, and you also have the payment backend in payment.ts. Everything here is minimum viable product. And the idea is that the community fund, the writing assistant, the moderation system, they all have room to grow based on what people actually need. We hope you get involved with Pay with AI3. Thanks for watching.